Hi everybody. So today's video is going to focus on how I do my weekly layout. I've gotten a couple of questions on how I organize it and what system do I use. So this is my Hobonichi Techo. I'm using this until I finish the November month so that I can start on my Jibon Techo, which is going to cover from December and on. So let me just get started. So this is my current weekly layout. As you can see, it's pretty busy. I have a lot of things going on, but the way I do my weekly layout is I separate it into 5 sections. So I separate it into major categories. So I have family here, I have self-related things. So this would be self-care related things that I tend to neglect. And so I find that putting it in here keeps me on track of making sure that I also give myself some me time. And then I also have, it's called W-S, which is work and school, and the very last box. And the order that these things are, I'll talk a little bit, but those are sort of the main categories in the bottom. I have here from 7 to 6 o'clock in the nighttime is usually when I'm outside of the house. So I mark that off to address appointments, places that I need to be, hour-related things that are very specific. So if I have to do, for example, have an appointment here, and then I have to complete a certain type of task in a very specific hour, then they would go from the 7 to 6 p.m. slot. The top part is really open for lots of things. So for a while I thought maybe I'll put some budget tracking or other type of tracking activities here, but what I find is I kind of like the fact that it's empty here, and it gives me freedom to do what I want to do with it. This week I decided to basically decorate it. Let me fix my camera really quick. It looks like it's starting to tilt. Here we go. But yeah, so for this week I decided to just put some washi tape there, and then I actually put a checklist there, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So first off, I kind of went from bottom to top, but I think that, you know, the Hobonichi Weeks has it from 5 to 4 in the morning. So it actually looks at all of your hours in a day, which is great, but at the same time, I don't really need to do anything to the other hours. I'm not anywhere from 7 and early in the morning, and I'm usually at home by 7 o'clock at night. So I tend to not use that. So I use that part to categorize certain things in my life. So just kind of coming down the categories part, you'll see that I have the top priority is my family. And so this is in the order of priority. So you can tell that work and school is the least of my priorities, even though these are the 3 major categories in my life. And it's intentional because I want to make sure that I keep in mind that family always comes first, myself second, or I would say probably equal to both of these, but I want to keep that in there. And last is my work and my school priorities. So if I am faced with a day where it's super busy, I know that even though I have a lot of things going on with school and work, that I have the most important things to get done are the ones related to my family. So it really keeps me on track and making sure that I am mindful and aware of where my energy needs to go and where my priorities really lie, so that when I get anxious or I get too busy, I know that at the end of the day, this is the box that I need to fill first and I need to complete first. So that helps me. And then on the side, I kind of put things that are priorities for that week. So these may not be related to any specific task, but these are the things that I have to get done. These things a lot of them have to be done that day because there's deadlines related to them. But these are the things that I want to make sure that in this week, I want to get this done. And then I have, you can see little post-it marks that I put in here just to remind myself of things that come up. So this is usually I have this in every week. It's called upcoming. So that would be related to the next week. So to remind myself that for the next one, when I plan my next week on Sundays, that I keep this in mind. And then the next one is, you can see this little tab that says research. So this is just things that I have to always keep in view. I'm a doctorate student, and I have a lot of things that are related to research at work, and research tends to be something that you don't complete in one sitting. There's a lot of moving parts, and so I keep this in mind with some key steps within each part of that, within each topic of research to get done. And then I also have something like this, it's actually a Post-it that's kind of see-through, and I really like that because I can still see behind it. So I can still see the dates, and I usually will keep it there. So this is more work-related things that have to get done this week at work, priority things. So sometimes I work from home, and that's okay. And so this just keeps me in track with overall work-related things. And then you'll see that there's certain colors that I coordinate. This varies every week. Whatever I feel like work should be, or however I want this to look every week, that's the color that I choose. There's no set color for the whole planner. I think that gives you a little bit more freedom, and also causes me less anxiety just in case I run out of that color. But this can change. But I think the one thing to just sort of keep in mind is to just be consistent. So if you can see, all the yellows are work related. All of the blues are family related. The purples are sort of events that are outside of our family, but this is a wedding, that's the ceremony, this is the reception. And then anything that's brown is related to my schoolwork. So I have class from 1 to usually 7:30. I have this advising meeting with my advisor that is related to my school. And so so this is pretty much how I outline my week to week. I don't really change because I've been doing a lot of bullet journaling for a while now, for about 3 or 4 years, and I find this layout works the best for me. There are other layouts in bullet journaling that I will talk about later on that have worked well for me and that I've used in the past. But in this time, with all of the things that I have to handle, this is the best layout that I have found. I can't guarantee that I will stick to this, but for the most part, over the past couple of months, I have. So you could see that it's pretty much the same layout throughout. Nothing much has really changed, and it's working so far. So I am going to stick to it until I feel like I need to evaluate this. And I think that's the key, that whatever layout that you choose, know that there may be circumstances and things that come up in your life that layout may no longer be as productive for you. So I think to just keep that in mind and not be so bogged down with sticking to one layout. This will change as I finish school, as I move on from work and go on to other things. This will likely change, but I do know that my family and the things I do for myself are likely going to stay the same, but where they fit within this whole layout, I don't know. And as I switch to the Cousin Techo, which looks like this, it may be a little bit different. I may find things to be a little bit different, but part of the reason why I chose this Cousin Techo as my next planner is that the layout is pretty much similar to the Hobonichi, which means that I can migrate my layout here without any problem. And I actually like it because it actually has some designated box already. So we'll see how this layout sort of fall into the Cousin Techo when I start using this. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any other questions, leave me a message or comment. And if there are other videos that you would like me to go over as I continue to talk about how I utilize planners and how I bullet journal and such. And so yes, this is it, and have a good day.